Hey there folks, and thanks so much for checking out this video. My name is Chris and I'm from Tech Coaches. In these instructions, I want to share some details about using an Outlook account. I want to help you master your inbox, organize your email messages, create folders and sort things. I also want to help you use the calendar feature that's built right in because it's very handy for scheduling events, not only for yourself, but also with others as well. So to get started, first we have to sign into our account. So if you look over here on the right-hand side of the screen, there's this sign in button. So I'm going to give that one click. Afterwards, you're going to notice my email address is already entered into the sign in field. That's because previously I told Microsoft Edge to remember my email address, so I don't have to continue to type this in each time I visit my inbox, which is really handy in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and just push on this next button here, which then prompts me to enter the password, which is also already entered on my machine. You'll notice that there's a series of black dots that are representing my password. That's just to make sure that nobody looking over my shoulder would be able to see what it is that I actually use as my password, so it disguises it. I'm going to move forward just by clicking on this sign in button here, and then we should be seeing my inbox. Now that we're signed into our Outlook account, I just wanted to address what we see here on the right side of the screen. There's a few images of some smartphones and a request for your phone number. What you should know is this is an optional feature. Microsoft's asking us here if we would like to receive a text message that would then stimulate the installation of the Outlook app on our smartphone. So we don't have to do this. What you can do is simply ignore the message whenever you see it. They do have the ability to promote this whenever they like, so it's just something that you might see commonly. What I'd like to do though is to prove a point. I'll just come over here to my drafts folder, give it a click. Notice that there's nothing inside there. This isn't really the point of the exercise. What I did want to illustrate is when I return to my inbox, we no longer see that promotion for the cell phone number. So you should just know this isn't something that needs your action. You should just ignore it moving forward if you don't want the app on your phone. Now that we've taken care of that, let's take a look at what's going on in our inbox over here. I can see I have 3 new messages. I'm going to start on the bottom one because I can tell it's the oldest message. I have 946 at the bottom versus 949 at the top, so I should be anticipating the oldest message shows up at the bottom of the list by default. I'm going to open up that message by clicking on it one time, and I'll notice on the right-hand side of the screen is where that message is going to be displayed. It's very simple to reply. All I need to do is go down to the bottom of the screen here and click on this little reply button. Afterwards, I have an automatic window pop up where I'm in the right spot to begin typing. So I just have to give this individual a response. And now that I've done that, I can simply go ahead and push on send. Now, when I'm done replying to this message and I want to keep it for later, what I might want to do is put it into a folder. I don't have a current folder that I'd like to use, so let's go ahead and make one now. I'm going to scroll on the left-hand side of the screen to where I see new folder. When I give that a click, you're going to see a little blue box open, and now I'm in a position where I'm able to type in the name of the folder that I'd like. So I'm going to type in test folder for this example, just so that it's super clear, and then I'm going to push enter on the keyboard. Now I have this thing called test folder, and what I'll do is I'll put a check mark inside this little circle right here. That tells it that I would like to move this message, and then I'm going to go to the top menu where it says move to, click that one time, and now I'll click on test folder. Afterwards, you should see that that move has happened. It indicates so down here at the bottom of the screen. Let's keep going through our inbox here. The next message that we have is one that's about a lunch meeting. I'm going to give it a click, read that message. Do I want to go for pizza on Friday? Absolutely, I want to go for pizza on Friday. So what I want to do here, number one, I could use one of these candid responses that Outlook is giving me. So I'm going to just click on this one. Sure, sounds good. That saves me from having to do any of that typing. It just automatically puts those words right in there. Now I can simply go to the bottom and push the send button. Easy to do. So now I can see, just to point that out very clearly, I can see the original message on the top, and then I can see my response to that message on the bottom. So that's how I should anticipate that always goes. The original is on the top, and then my replies go on the bottom. But now I actually want to put this in my calendar because I want to make sure on Friday I remember at 12 o'clock that I have this lunch meeting. So I'm going to come down here to the left-hand side, hover over this calendar icon, and give it a click. This calendar is built into all Outlook accounts, so it's free to use. What you're going to do to add an event to the calendar is first you're going to click on the date that you'd like to add it. So we're going to put it on Friday. Then I'm going to come up here to the left side and I'm going to click on New Event. Afterwards, a little form pops up and I'm going to write in what the event is. It's a pizza lunch. And then what I want to do is I want to make sure that I modify the start time because I want to make sure that I'm on time for that meeting. And I also want to set the end time appropriately so I give myself enough time. Now I could just save this into my calendar if this was just for myself. However, there's more functionality built in here that I think you'll find useful. Let's go ahead and click on this More Options button down here. And then what you're going to see is an extra little field here called Invite Attendees pops up. So this would actually allow you to invite another person to this same calendar entry that you're making for yourself, almost to pull them into the appointment with you so that it shows up on their calendar too. So what I'll do is I'll click inside that Invite Attendees box, and then it starts to suggest who might want to be coming to this event with me. And sure enough, it guessed the right person. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a click. After I've got that done, I can simply go to this Send button in the top left corner and give it one click. Now you can see in my calendar here, I have a 12 p.m. pizza lunch set, and I also have that sent off to my colleague Melinda, so she'll get that in her inbox as well. Hopefully she can join us at 12 o'clock. So now what we want to do is switch back to our inbox. We can do so very easily just by clicking on this little envelope button in the bottom left corner. And now that we're done with this email, just like before, we're going to give it one click in the circle here, and then we're going to say move to, and let's go ahead and put it back into that test folder that we were using in our previous example. Now, the final thing that I want to do is I just wanted to make sure that you knew how to send a message off to somebody else that you've received. They call this a forward. So what I can do here is very easy. I'm already looking at the message. And what I'd like to do is use this right-facing arrow on the top right corner. That's the forward arrow. If I give it a click, it puts me right in the perfect position to start to forward this off to a particular email address. So I'm going to put my colleague Melinda's email in there again. If I see it pop up, I can just click on it here on the screen. And then I'm going to add a message just above this line. That's the standard protocol, is if I was to add something to the forwarded message, I would put it above this line. And I'm just going to say, FYI, get training. Can't do an ultra marathon without preparing for it. So now that this is ready to go, I can come down to the bottom of the screen here and I can push send. Similar to all the other examples, just for repetition and for learning purposes, I'm going to go ahead and show you how do I move that into my test folder simply by clicking the Move To button and clicking on Test Folder. Now that we've taken the time to look at all of those inbox items, I think we've done a pretty good job going over examples of how to reply, forward, create folders in our email inbox, and also use the calendar that's built right into Outlook. So with all that, friends, we're done for this tutorial. I do hope that you got value. Please check another tutorial out in the future because there's always more to learn. Until next time.